Which Doctor Who's your favourite, by the way,
Oh,
James?
that is a good question. I feel like I'm going to get both love and hate for this. My favorite is Matt Smith. Jackson is looking at me like I'm crazy. We have debates about it, saying he thinks David Tennant is the best.
Because he is.
I know, I get that, but it's like you're all gonna hate me for this. Like I want to go with just a different choice, because like Matt Smith is like my favorite because he's the man that made bow ties cool. Alrighty, so. And I've actually as well got a couple of photos up here. So there's some photos of me. There's actually me cosplaying as David Tennant, believe it or not. So a bit of a, contradictory there. All right, so yes, as I mentioned, some of my interests include superheroes, comic books. I'm actually writing a comic book as well. I love Star Wars, Doctor Who, cosplaying as well, as I mentioned. I also enjoy hanging out with my friends, chilling out in nature. Never a dull moment. Always up for an adventure. Alrighty, so bit of a important fact about me as well. When I was younger, I was diagnosed with something called ASD and OCD. So ASD, autism spectrum disorder, and OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, quick side note on this. I do not like calling it a disorder, and I'm going to explain why momentarily. But when I was diagnosed with all these, I always felt like I was the odd kid out. I struggled in my classes, I struggled with my work life, I struggled to get a job, and when I finally got a job, I struggled with just basic tasks in that, and I also struggled to make friends. For years on end, I kind of thought to myself, was I broken or just a flawed design? Which is not a good mindset to have as a young kid. But don't worry, there is a happy side to this story, rest assured, because that is due to my amazing ICANN network. And actually, fun fact as well, there's Jackson too, who's also part of my ICANN network. So, quick rundown of my ICANN network. My ICANN network, firstly, consists of my dad. My dad has been a great mentor figure for me growing up. He's always given me the strength and power I've needed to push on, even when times are absolutely impossible. That's him in the middle. There's also my stepmom Gab, who's off in the corner. She's taught me how to get out of my comfort zone and do things that scare the absolute daylights out of me. So much so, I've even been pushed to go skydiving. I've once jumped out of a plane. True story on that. It's an adrenaline rush. It's amazing. There's also my friends who I've gained over the years. Jackson, my mate here, being one of them. There's also our friend Chloe, there's Beck, who also works with us. We're actually giving a panel together later today, so if any of you are interested, come check that out. And they've always been really good friends to me because they're like me. They understand how my mind works, and they give me the confidence and courage I need to be open and vulnerable. And I just want to say I truly love you guys for that. You are amazing friends to me, so thank you for that. Also, another thing in my ICANN network is my interests. So as you can see, there's Spider-Man, there's Iron Man, and there's the TARDIS from Doctor Who. Reason being behind that is, when I was a kid growing up, I would always look at these amazing characters, and I would think they would take what's different about themselves and use it as a way not only to do great things, but to also help people as much as they can. So I guess all of this kind of molded me into the man who I am today. So I decided to change the rules of my life and think about all the things that I can do instead of all the things that I can't do. Now, a quick rundown of, yes, and by the way, that's me back when I was a barista back in a coffee shop. Oh, that feels like a lifetime ago. I can make a mean latte I think I used to. Well, I don't think you're old enough for coffee yet, mate. I'll get in trouble from your parents. I don't want to do that. All right, so yes, when I was younger, I struggled working in a cafe due to my autistic side and my OCD, but then I figured to myself, what if there's a way I can sort of use this to my advantage? So a bit of a deep dive as to how my mind works. With my autistic side, sometimes I struggle to learn things. Sometimes I zone out, I get caught on tangents, sometimes something needs to be explained to me in a certain way. But with my OCD, I've noticed that I need patterns and routines and structures put in place. So then that way it can give me comfort and, less distraction and less anxiety. So I thought to myself, what if I try to find a way to apply that to my studies and my barista job? So I did just that. I found ways to memorize certain sets of information, like I'd take the procedures that I was supposed to do for work, and I would also take the notes that I would need to study for like tests and exams, and then I would create sort of like a repetitive habit around that, so it wouldn't so much as be a choice, but rather a fact that I would keep doing everything until I absolutely got it right. This method proved extremely effective because it helped me to actually go from the student and worker who struggled the most in school and work to the one who got the best results. So much so, people were actually starting to come to me for help and advice on how they can improve, which I gotta tell you, as a teenager, that is a massive ego boost. Now, for the best part, how I found ICANN and why I became a mentor. So, about a couple of years ago, my cousin Jess, who works within ICANN, actually reached out to me and told me about some work that might be really good for me. Also, shout outs to my cousin Jess for making all of this possible. Thank you so much. So she reached out to me and told me about it, and I didn't think too much of it at the time, to be honest, but little did I know that this one decision, this one little message would change my life forever as I knew it. I started to do more and more research into what ICANN was and into what they do, and the more I started to work with them, the more I fell in love with this place. It's truly amazing. And I thought to myself, maybe, or not actually maybe, this is what God put me on this planet to do. This is what I'm meant to do with my life. And circling back to my love for superheroes, I kind of thought maybe this is a way like I can be a hero in my own right, helping those who are walking on the same path I did years before me, who might be feeling lost or abandoned or forgotten or feeling a bit broken, or who just need that little extra confidence boost so they can realize too that they can do great things just as my ICANN network did for me years beforehand. It's one of the many reasons why I love this job. So, finally, to wrap up this talk in a nice little bow, the autistic part of my mind, it's a part of who I am. Some days it's good, some days it can have its challenges. But one thing that it's definitely taught me is to keep pushing forward even when things seem impossible. Because the more you do the hard stuff, the easier it will become in the future. It just takes time. Life is always going to knock us down. Life is always going to give us challenges again and again and again and again and again and so on and so forth. But that's okay. It's part of the process because it's all just heroic trials just to test our heroic attributes so we can become the people who we're supposed to be. And I truly see that as the case with my life. And I no longer believe that my autistic side or my OCD, or however which way you want to put it, I no longer see it as a curse or the thing that made me broken. I see it as I'm built differently, and that's awesome. It's great. It's what makes us cool, different, and unique. And it's what gives me my powers and my strength and the reason I need to help other people. And as a wise bloke once said when I was younger, with great power comes great responsibility. So I will stand here and declare that I will help as many people as I can. And hopefully this talk encourages you guys or inspires you to do the same so that we can all become great heroes in our own right. Thank you.